So you're starting your smma in 2026. Here are a couple of lessons you should take from this video. So a little bit like backstory about me. I quit my job 3 months ago and I haven't like made it. And it took me a long time to get to here. So a couple of things I want to talk about, and the first thing is getting a mentorship. I see a lot of young kids nowadays starting businesses, which is absolutely awesome. But you have to think about this. Let's say you are 18, 19, 20, maybe older, I'm 24, and you're starting a business. In reality, you don't know much. You see a lot of like free content on YouTube, which is cool, but in general, they're not about you directly. And the thing is, like, spending like 1 or maybe 2 grand on a mentorship isn't a lot. You have to think this in mind, like this isn't a lot. I know it may seem a lot to you right now, and that's probably like all the money you have. But the thing is, you can either pay with your time or you can actually pay with money and get information right now, implement it right now, and get ahead of other people. Let's say you do spend 1 grand or maybe 2 on a mentorship, and you get your first client, you get your second client, maybe third, fourth. You will get those faster. But if you try to do everything by yourself, you wanna think about the niche yourself, you wanna think about the offer, advertising, sales calls. You have to review your sales calls all by yourself, and it takes you way more time to figure out what's actually wrong. But if you pay for it, you will literally get there faster. And that's what changed for me when I got a mentor. I tried to do all of this, all the agency thing, all by myself, and I literally failed for like 2 years straight. Then I got a mentor, and I got a mentor like 8 months ago, and I was able to quit my job after like 6 months. So I've been at home for like 3 months now, so like 8-9 months ago. So that's like number one thing, get a mentor. I know it seems like scammy, it seems like gurus, but the thing is, like, even gurus know what they're talking about. But you do have to be careful, like look around, try to actually validate if they're a real person or like if they're actually who they say they are. But getting a mentor really helps you. So another thing is, spend your time wisely. For example, like I went to my 9 to 5 job, and every day when I went to work, I listened to podcasts. Every day when I came back from work, I also listened to podcasts. And during the work break, I had like 30 minutes for like eating and basically like resting from the work. I went out from the workplace, and I started to do cold calls. I scheduled the meetings, I came back from work, and then I had a meeting. Or maybe I had like next day before work day, I had like a meeting. So that's what I suggest, is for you to actually spend your time wisely, and like instead, like what you're gonna do, you're gonna like scroll on social media, like that's not gonna help. First of all, you're gonna get really anxious. You're gonna see people with like nice cars, traveling, seeing other people succeeding, and they're like 18 years old driving like Lambos, and that's awesome. But you're starting to compare yourself. And when you're comparing yourself, you're thinking like, hey, I want to have those nice things, I want to have those cool things. And what ends up happening is like you're thinking about like lack. You don't have it. You don't have the nice cars, you don't have the nice watches, you don't have the nice traveling experiences, nice social media, whatever. And now you're like, since I don't have any of those, I don't have the money to invest. I don't have the money to invest into myself. I have to collect the money, keep the money, save it. But in reality, like, you're 18 years old, you don't have money in general. So why do you think like saving 1 grand is like worth it? It's really not. At least that's my point of view. Like if you're living with your parents, you probably have your basic needs met. If you don't have like a grand or two, I suggest you to take a job, save the money, and then spend for a mentorship, or at least like spend the money. That's the main thing I wanna say. Is like, it sounds like weird, like if you wanna get rich, you obviously don't have to spend a lot of money, but like you have to spend money to make money. Sometimes you have to spend money to make money. That's not always the case, but to get to your end goal faster, which is probably also like to quit your job, which is to reach 10K a month, which is to retire your parents, for example. But if you don't spend money, it's harder to make money. For example, like spending for Canva Pro, you will make better creatives for your clients. Your clients will stick longer, but you only spent like, what's that, like $10-15 a month? Let's say like Facebook ads, you make ads for your own agency, you're getting new clients, you're testing out new offers, and you're seeing what works and what doesn't. But if you're thinking about lack, if you're thinking about like comparing yourself, you're in one state, and it means you don't have anything, and now you can't invest, now you can't even close the clients in the sales calls, just because like you want things, you're comparing yourself to others, and now you really want the client, and that's exactly why you can't get the client. So those are the couple of things I wanted to give out to you, which is get a mentor. Spending a grand or two isn't a lot. I know probably if you're a young kid, you like having $2,000 is like very rare, but at least like try to collect the 2K and try to invest it, or like a grand. It doesn't really matter, and that's it. That's my main point. I currently don't have like any mentorships to sell. If you have any questions, you can literally shoot me a DM on Insta, and yeah, bye.